Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is November 11th. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Now this market keeps rolling along. This morning we're gapping up again. Bitcoin is going nuts, which is Tesla also got a big upgrade. That's going nuts. So the market's gapping up. So discretionary financial are getting a lot of love this morning. So that's what's going on this morning. New all-time highs made on Friday. SPX hit 6,000 on Friday. SPY's over 600 in the pre-market. Futures already hit 6,000 on Friday. Actually, they hit it, I want to say, on Thursday. Futures. Um, but yeah, this market's pretty nuts. Pretty euphoric after the election. Okay. Without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name's Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. This is my edge. This is how I look at the markets and how I like to construct the data, right? So that's my edge. It's my tools I use, okay? And every day I do this at 8:10 a.m. All right. Hopefully you can have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, enjoy me. Subscribe, set an alert. That'd mean a lot. I'm up to 198 now. Only need 2 more subscribers to reach 200. So hopefully you could join me. And as well, smash that like button if you do enjoy my content. All right, that would mean a lot. Now I did drop 4 videos in a row. 4 trading videos in a row. And I posted them on my YouTube Shorts. You can also see them on my X account at Gonzo719. If you also want to see my TikTok, that's Gonzo719Trader. Pretty good videos, shows pretty good snapshot of why I entered the trades I did. Okay, so hopefully you guys can check that out. All right. So, as I was saying before, I like to do this every day. Come and join your boy, give you the news, give you the lowdown on what's going on in the markets, leaders, laggards, economic calendar. Then, like I said, 8:30 a.m. you get into the main event. That's the ES and the Nasdaq futures analysis. That's the blueprint for my trades. All right, and then of course the market opens, and then that's a new analysis. All right. All right. So I think we're ready to see the watch list and see futures. All right. So let's take a look at it. Who's leading the pack here? It's Ether. Ether's up 7.34%. Bitcoin is up 6.75%. It's up to 82,595. Wow. This is help from Trump, obviously. All right. Now, the VIX is up 2.28%. Now, we do have CPI this week. We do have a lot of Fed speak this week. Actually, Fed Powell is going to be speaking. Today is Veterans Day. And today, banks are closed, bond market's closed. Okay. So I expect possibly a melt up today. Um, Usually when banks are closed, you see the best volume. So um, yeah, that's what's going on for today. Now the Russell's is up 1.22. Dollar is up strong today, up 1.17. 10-year yield is up 1% again. Amazing. The Dow is up 0.46. Nasdaq's up 0.45. ES is up 0.42. 30-year bonds. The bond market's supposed to be closed, but futures, it's down 3.34. Silver is down 0.84. Gold is down 1.17%. And crude is in balance for a while. It's coming out of ultimate balance right now, and it's pushing lower. Okay, this has been expected. Crude's kind of just been in this balance. All right, now it's breaking lower from balance. Just have to see what happens with crude. All right, I was reading something about Hurricane Raphael um, with crude. So, all right, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. We have Coinbase up 13.4%, about at 307, the stock price. So monster move up with Bitcoin. Tesla got a big upgrade today. They're up 6.57. JP Morgan, so financials are getting more love today. Financials are up 1.07. I mean, it's JP Morgan. Amazon's up 1.07. GE is up 0.91. Boeing's up 0.74. A lot of up here. Google's up 0.70. Berkshire Hathaway up 0.56. Nvidia's up 0.54. All right. Niger is AMD down 0.20, which is not much, and Apple is down 0.32. Moving on. Top sector stocks. Let's look at these. Salesforce is up 1.41%, followed by Morgan Stanley, that's financial, up 1.41, followed by Goldman Sachs, financial, up 1.31. All right. Financials are up because Trump will deregulate stuff. So, less regulations for financials, okay? Snowflake's up 1.12, Cat's up 1.10. Who's lagging here? Chevron down 0.10, Exxon down 0.19. It's not a lot. Qualcomm down 0.39. Let's go to the swing trade list. And Mara, the mining, is up 14.44%, over $22. Okay, Riot, also Bitcoin crypto related, up 8.74. Soundhound's up 8.61. Donald Trump stock is up 8.52. He said he's not selling any shares. MicroStrategy up 8.09. Bitcoin ETF up 6.41. Hood is up 5.76. SoFi up 4.92. ARK up 3.48. DraftKings up 3.44. Palantir is up 2.89. Chris Therapeutics up 2.87. A lot of up here. Vertiv, my little baby, that's up 2.35. Shopify up 2.27. Lucid up 2.26. This market's just loving buying stuff today. Reddit up 2.23. GameStop up 2.21. Affirm up 2.19. Dell up 2.18. Alibaba up 2%. 2.05%. All right, is there laggards today? Let's see. Humana is down 5.94. I saw something about Humana. I think we can see it later. Super microcomputers did rise a little bit, I think on Friday, but it's tumbling again, down 4.77. And the gold junior miner is taking a hit, down 1.76. I believe this is Hawaiian Electric is down 1.50. Taiwan Semiconductors I saw are not, something about China and AI chips. We'll get into that later. Gold down 1.06. ARM Semi down 1.03. So that's your laggards. We can move on. Let's look at the sectors here and see who's leading. All right, so we have discretionary is up 1.49%. That is Tesla and Amazon powering. Okay, and Home Depot. Those are the top three holdings. They're all up. Financials, you saw a lot of financial stocks up. Largest holding in the XLF ETF is Berkshire Hathaway. All right, but then Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, they're all in there as well. Then we go to industrials, up 0.39. That's your GE, your Uber, your CAT. Okay. Communications, up 0.18. Now, is there lagging here? Energy, down 0.16. And semiconductors, believe it or not, is down 0.27. That's the laggard sector this morning. The semiconductors. Interesting. All right, I think we can move on to the economic calendar. Let's do that. All right, so today we don't have anything. All right, banks are closed. It's Veterans Day. Bond market is closed. So it's about Fed speak all tomorrow. So we'll just go over this week. Wednesday, CPI. CPI, more Fed speak. Thursday, we have Fed speak and initial jobless claims in PPI. And then Fed Chair Powell is speaking at 3 p.m. And Friday, retail sales. And what else? Yeah, retail sales. So, big data release is the CPI. All right. And then Fed Chair Powell speaking. All right. That's what we have going on for the calendar. Now, as far as earnings, let's switch over to earnings. Let's see. The big ones are pretty much out of the way, but there's some notables here. Let's see. Let's talk about what happened this morning. Nothing to Bridgestone. It's like tires. Let's see. After the close today, let's see. Live Nation. All right. Now let's talk about before the open tomorrow. Shopify, Plug, Home Depot, um, ON, Hertz, Novavax, and Kronos Group. That's all we need to talk about. That's for the earnings. All right. Nothing that's going to be market shaking. Okay. Let's go back to some news here. All right. Tesla stock rose 7% after the EV manufacturer's valuation closed above the 1 trillion mark on Friday on expectations that CEO Elon Musk companies will get favorable treatment under President Trump. Coinbase, I don't think we have to really go over why that's up. Bitcoin's up. Trump Media and Technology stock rose 5.8% continue Friday's sharp gains. And U.S. President-elect Donald Trump said he has no intention of selling his shares. Cisco Systems stock rose 1 point after J.P. Morgan upgraded its stance on the technology company. That's what's going on there. Let's look at some more news here. Okay. Let's see. OpenAI and rivals seek new path to smarter AI as current methods hit limitations. Boeing close to funding agreement to help supplier Spirit Aero, source says. India to summon Amazon. Flipkart executive as regulatory scrutiny grows, source says. It says Nestle, Procter & Gamble investigate palm oil sourcing after Green Group's Indonesia deforestation report. Amazon is developing driver eyeglasses to shave seconds off deliveries. All right, let's look at what else is going here. Alliant Electric, let's see. The utility firm removed their warning about its ability to remain in business, saying that a recent capital raise helped mitigate the concerns and that it's reviewing strategic options for its clean energy subsidiary. Okay. Let's see what time in Taiwan Semiconductors. The U.S. ordered Taiwan Semiconductor manufacturing to halt shipments of advanced chips to Chinese customers that are often used in artificial intelligence applications starting Monday. So that's why Taiwan Semiconductors is down. Okay. All right. That's what's going on there. Now, if we go to upgrades, downgrades, start with the upgrades. Cisco upgrade. What else do we have? Upstart upgrade. Warner Brothers upgrade. All right. Now there is either I think it was a price target raise for Tesla. We'll see. Downgrades. Downgrades. We have Merck downgraded. What else? That's about it here to note. Now initiations. Let's look at that. Stellantis initiated in line. All right. Price target changes. Let's see that. We'll start with raises. Um, U.S. Foods target raised. Travel Zoo target raised. Let's see what else. Toast target raised. Spotify target raised. What else? Nvidia target raised from 150 to 160. Nvidia another target raised from 140 to 175. Hood target raised 22 to 24. DraftKings target raise 51 to 52. Dell target raise 136 to 154. A lot of target raises here. Dutch Bros target raised 36 to 51. All right. Now target lowers. Let's see. Illumina target lowered. Okay. Now, like I said, I know that Tesla got that upgrade. So let's go to use the news here and toss and just see. I know they got an upgrade or a price target change. Let's just see. Let's go to here. Here we go. All right, here we go. Wedbush raises target on Tesla to 400 from 300. Maintains outperform rating. So there you go. There's the Tesla price target. All right. Any notable downgrades here? Not really. Nothing really too shocking here. All right. I think we can move over the daily charts. Let's do that. Okay, check out the SPY. Now, this is just nuts. A gap to a gap. Now, in SPY world, this would be considered a gap. And now we're gapping again. So, we didn't reach 600 yet. We're at 640 right now. So we're up here. We're gapping up. Okay. When does this train slow down? Who knows? Okay. Nobody knows. But let's check out the future so we can at least see this action here. And look at that action, boy. Just boom, boom, boom. Just keeps moving. And there's no resistance. There's no overhead supply. So, uh, not it's not the easiest when you don't have resistance, right? So keeps moving on. The market keeps making all-time highs. So let's look at the Qs. Now the Qs all-time highs now. Okay, big gap, gap, and then on Friday, actually the Nasdaq was actually relatively weak. It wasn't like super strong like the rest of the market. Okay, even though it did make a high later in the day, it was definitely relatively weak early on. Now, where is it now? 515. Let's call it 516. It's really where it's at. It's gapping up. 516. Let's look at the live look of futures. Yeah. So you can see, look at that like kind of doji candle for Friday. And then now you're pushing up again. Again, no overhead supply. There's no resistance. So that's where we're at. Okay. Now I know the bond market's closed, but I believe the futures can still trade because I'm seeing the 30-year bonds move around. So we can get right into the triple-headed monster just to look at what's going on there. Okay. Let's go to that 10-year yield. And it's kind of in this range, right? In this range. Hit this resistance. What is it going to do from here? That's really what it's about. What is it going to do from here? All right, let's look at that second head, the dollar. The dollar actually is pretty much moving up today, breaking out of this consolidation, the dollar. Okay, that could only mean the euro's falling and the yen is falling. So remember though, a stronger dollar is usually not great for equities and not good for commodities generally, okay? But that's why the gold is going down. Now let's look at the VIX. This is our little fear gauge, but was our hedge gauge during the election. And our VIX is up a little bit, but like I said, this VIX crush happened, and we're at 15.29. Okay, 15.29. And that's the triple-headed monster. Now, we can move on to the main event, which is our futures analysis. Okay. All right. Here we are. All right. Let's look at this crazy market together. Let me get my marker out. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's look up profile. Doesn't tell us much because it's just been gaps, and I mean, does tell us something, obviously. The most traded price in real time hours has moved up. That is bullish. That price is 60.25. 60.25. Okay. So 60.25 is our most traded price of the week. That is prices here, holding above the most traded price of the week. All right. So that we got bullish. It's bullish. Can't like argue that. The market established value here on Friday, and it's holding above it. It's bullish structure until it's not. We're gapping up. Okay, so on Friday, we opened. Where did we open on Friday? Right here. And it was an open drive. We had no short activity from the open. Okay, we pushed up, and then finally, towards the end of the day, we closed right there. Okay, now we are gapping up today. It's small. So the Friday's highs are right here, 60.40, lows 6,004. Okay, overnight high, overnight low. Okay, so there's a gap up. All right, small. I mean, what's going to happen right now is this is very euphoric. Okay, overbought is a term used a lot, but it's just euphoric, and it can stay euphoric longer than we can think it can. Okay, because you're gapping up, gapping up, gapping up. I mean, eventually there's going to be a correction, or there's going to be a small correction, and we're going to move sideways. Okay, we are coming into Santa Claus time, so buyback windows have opened back up for stocks. All right, that's bullish, and it's just a bullish time of the year. Okay, there's going to be window dressing for the end of the year. There's a lot of reasons why the market moves up. Okay, we will get some correction or a pullback or some sideways something. It just can't just keep doing this every day. Okay, it could be FOMO, people just like, oh my God, I'm missing this. All this stuff applies. Let's talk about the gap. So the most bullish outcome, number one, is a gap and a go. So if we just open and we push up, all right. Number two is a failure to fill the gap, we move up. Number three is fill the gap and push up. And number four is the least bullish, is where we start to pull back into the range of Friday, right? That doesn't mean we sell off. It just means it's okay. Gauge it, not as strong. That's it. Okay. Now, as far as key levels that we have to deal with, or not have to deal with, that are on the map here, we know 60.25 is the most traded price of the last rolling week. That's here. That also lines up with the overnight low. So that's a week low. Okay. And it's also Friday's most traded price. So that's the bulls defense. They want to defend this level. Price comes here, you want to see if bulls can defend and buy up that price. Okay? Now we do have demand right here. do the most traded price of the overnight right here. Now, what I love that I have on my charts is these orange lines, just like you see in my other charts in SPY. That is last week's highs. I love that I have these on my charts now. I can just see, okay, that's last week's highs. That will stay up there. Okay, that's last week's highs. So it's all about that level, 60.25. We have demand here, and 60.42 is the most traded price overnight. We could also just hold this. Okay, and like I said, we do have now a weak high. There's not a lot of, almost a double top here, begging to get broken. So all-time highs in the overnight are usually not secure. They usually just don't stay in the overnight. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. I feel like this is very simple, fairly simple. So let's just talk about scenarios here. And like I said, today the volume is going to be lighter because the banks are closed. So let's get right into scenarios here. Well, that's not scenarios. Alrighty, let's start with the bull case. Pretty simple, like I said. First defense is 60.42. It's a most traded price in basically the gap fill here with this demand right in here. Pro price is right there almost, okay? I just want to see what bulls do here. So if we move up, boom, break this kind of thing, and we kind of pull back into this area and we hold, yeah, I'm probably going to want to go long and see how high we can go because there is no target that I can really say. There's no resistance. There's no prior like level there. So that's one. And the second is the 60.25 most traded price of a week, the close of Friday, and the most traded price of Friday. So if we come down here as well, what happens here? Do we do a little bear trap where we go and recover, and then I think we can make a move? Okay, that's kind of what I see. Now, of course, this would still be bullish even if we dropped and made the correction, came under here. There's still a bounce, probably opportunity in here, and then we just build more value out here. That's kind of the bull case. Okay. Now, if you're looking at bear, which is hard to do when you're all-time highs, okay, it's hard to do. But we know we have our level here at 60.25. We have our level here at 60.42 in this demand zone. Okay, all you want to see, okay, if you're a bear, even if we move up and tap this lower high, you're going to test this area right there. If you break through that, you're going to test the 60.25. Break through this, you go test Friday's lows in this big demand zone. I would think this is what you get if you're short, and we probably bounce. However, this is taking out. We're going to go down to the next demand zone around 59.70. I don't see us cascading down like that, but it's got to be on the charts. Okay, so that's really it for this. For these, there's no secret. That's the big levels that I would pay attention to: 60.42, 69.25. Okay. All right. Let's look at the NASDAQ and see how different it looks. Does it look different or is it similar? Now you can see here. Now this supply, just ignore it. I'll just have it here so I can have a template to me to put supply on. So let's look at the NASDAQ here. Now remember, the NASDAQ was relatively weak on Friday. So let's look at it together. We got a profile here, and you can see it right here, move value up. So the most traded price of the week now is 21220, to 21,220. That's the new most traded price of the week. Okay, so it's bullish. Price is above it. We're gapping up, right? And we had this kind of weak high here at 21263, 21266, right here that we broke and pushed all the way up here to the overnight high. Okay, so we broke that level, gapping up pretty big. Don't need to go over gap rules, but this is the overnight high, overnight low. Yes, Friday's highs, Friday's lows. Okay, price is above the most traded price of the week and demand. Okay, now all-time highs here too, and here's last week's highs right there, 21268.66. So this breakout that happened overnight happened right at last week's highs. Okay, so levels to look at. So is the overnight low? It matches just up perfectly with this demand zone. So that's 21242 to 21214. This demand zone and the most traded price of the week at 21220. Okay. And here's your gap fill, 21266. And the gap fill happens to be last week's highs. Okay. So this is the levels to look at. Okay. That's what I'm looking at. Now inventory, let's see, where do we open up? We actually are 100% net long in the NASDAQ. 100% net long. But you're in the middle of the session, so it kind of negates that a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm trying to see if there's any other levels that we can look at. Not really. Not really. Okay. The only thing I can see here, if you do break Friday's lows and you come down here, there is single prints down here. If there's weakness, yeah, you can come back and test this gap down here. Okay, just to put that on your map. I don't know if we see that today. Okay, so I think we can get right into scenarios here. Start off with the bull. Of course, if anybody has questions, let me know. Hopefully, some of you guys are watching here. All right, so we got a gap. So 21266 is the gap fill. That's also last week's highs. All right, that's one area the bulls can defend. Second area is the 21242 to 21214. That's the most traded price of the weekend demand zone. And last line of defense is Friday's lows in this demand zone. So those are all areas that possibly could be pullback worthy. So what I'd like to see, if you come down here, gap fill, boom. That's one. Second, defend that most traded price of Friday and the week. Third, I think might cause a little bit of a bear trap. You cut under the most traded price, tag Friday's lows, and if you do one of these, whoop, I think then we just bounce off. That's the long side. Now the short side, remember, all we have is an overnight high here. Okay? Very balanced too in the overnight. So, same thing here. These are levels that are important. Okay? These are the levels. So, if I'm a bear, I want to see this push up, make new all-time highs, maybe lower high, come through this most traded price of the night right here, 21297. If you come through here, you're going to test the overnight lows and this most traded price of the week. What you do here, if you cut through that and hold, you're going to try to cut through Friday's lows. If you can successfully do that, and let's say the market is super weak, yeah, you got single prints here. All right, you got Elfie. It's going to show up here. You got the toothpick holding up the elephant, and we can come down and try to tap the top of this gap. That's about 21003.75, and then see if you could fill the gap. That would be 209.35. Okay, and you got big demand zones here. So that's what I'd be looking for today, long and short. All right, that's going to do it for me. Like I said, today the volume will be light. Hopefully we get some nice moves. I don't know. Okay, I really don't. But we do have our plan. All right, and hopefully everybody's on board with the plan. All right, probably pretty much similar for the Nasdaq and the ES. So that's our plan, folks. All right. Now, hopefully you come join me every day, 8:10 a.m. And what do you got to do? Subscribe, set an alert. Join me every day, 8:10 a.m. in the morning, and have a cup of coffee or tea or water or whatever you like to drink with your boy and catch up on all the news. Catch up on the story of the markets. All right. Now, if you enjoyed today's content, please smash that like button. All right. So please smash that like button. And of course, you can check me out on X. I post trading videos there as well. That's at Gonzo719. And you can check my YouTube shorts as well. All right. And check me out TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. All right. All right, folks. That's it for today. All right. Stay green. Be patient. No trades to trade. And I'll see everyone tomorrow.